I want to thank every participant here today. All of the speakers, panelists, the reporters, the professional staff from Advocis that put this together. This is a phenomenal event. And Susan, I think that we should use this as the platform today to step forward and make financial advice a profession. Now, we heard during the day a number of different positions presented, and you know what? We always will have a number of different positions, always. But I got to tell you, this is my 93rd day on the road this year, speaking to groups across Canada. And very, very, very few people are far off the mark. If you took and did a scattergram of all the opinions of where this industry should go, it's not going to cover a great big territory. And the differences that we have are far smaller than the similarities that we have, that the concerns that we agree on. Fiduciary standard, do I have a fiduciary standard? Absolutely. When that 80-year-old widow walks into my office, she's never written a check, and we're doing a death claim. Do I have a fiduciary standard? I certainly do. But the minute her 50-year-old son with an MBA and years of investing experience walks into the room and slaps a power of attorney down on the table, my responsibility changes, and it must. My responsibility doesn't change to not care. My responsibility changes in what I can support the client in doing. For the widow who has no experience, I recognize that I may be her lifeline. But her son replaces a lot of that. And if I don't allow him to exercise his responsibility to his mom, then I'm not doing my responsibility as a caring, best interest advisor. So we have to be very careful. And to me, this issue of having a legislated fiduciary standard versus what exists today at common law is kind of looking at our country and saying that in Quebec they have a codified law where all the laws are written down. In the other 9 provinces, we have law based on practice and cases over the years. I don't want to make a decision on which one of those is better. I think we're wasting a whole lot of time if we do that. I think what we have to do is look at the consumer because they are our most important element. If I don't do what's best for my clients, I definitely am not doing what's best for me. And I'll tell you that Advocis, every issue that comes before the board, and it's been that way for as long as I have been on the board, and I've been there so long that they made me chair to get rid of me. So the Advocis has a role in a methodology in determining what we can become involved in. We have over 100 issues on our regulatory affairs plate right now, so there's a lot of things. We can't do them all. So how do we determine what we're going to deal with? The first question always, is it good for the consumer? Second question, is it good for the advisors? And the third question, can we afford to do it? Those are the 3 questions, and that's the order they're asked in. And when we get a no on any one of those 3 questions, we're done. We don't do it. So the consumer does come first. I think we get in problems in this country because we have tried to be too detailed in terms of what the relationship between an advisor and the client is. You know what? I think that if we have honest, hardworking people in this business, and my experience has been that is by far the standard. If we have that kind of person, there's only one rule that's needed. And that rule is that I'm going to place my client's interest ahead of my own. And if I do that every single time, and if every advisor in this country did that every single time, all the other issues that we look at would go away. So we have a beginning here today. There was far more agreement up here on the platform, especially in this last panel, than I had expected. I think that we're all headed in the right direction, and I don't know that I'd want to be a regulator today, because regulators have a very challenging role to play. How do they protect the consumer without appropriate input from the practitioners who know, experience, day by day, what goes on around the table when a client is being advised? You've got to have input from advisors, and it's great for you to submit a call for input. I think that's fabulous that you did that with the commissions and with the fiduciary standard, and I think that you're hearing. The challenge now is for you to listen and to make the decisions that are in the best interest of all Canadians, not just the elite, all the Canadians. In my practice, the majority of my clients are not high net worth. I don't think I help high net worth people nearly as much as I can help middle America, middle Canada. Oh, I almost traveled without even going anywhere. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need your support. Advocis needs you to step up. Whoever you are. If you're an advisor, you got to join the association. I got involved in the association actively several years ago because I was so angry with them it was do that or quit. And I'm not a quitter, so now you can see the results. One voice does make a difference. I'm the chair. They made me a chair about a year ago for a year. Now it's been extended for 6 months. I'm kind of like that dog stuff. You step on the lawn and get it on your shoe. You can't get rid of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can make a difference. Everyone in this room can make a difference. You have to do it. And it was said today that the status quo can no longer be an option. And I agree with that, and I'll end with that the status quo is no longer an option. Please stand up and be counted. Make yourself count. Thank you.